We're pleased to be joined today by Colonel Jeremy Hansen. Colonel Hansen, you have such an exciting life and such an exciting job. Welcome to the show and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, I want to talk about recently the last Canadian astronaut making headlines, David St. Jacques. Tell me about his mission and were you involved in his mission at all?
Yeah, well, the Canadian Astronaut Corps is very small. There's only 4 of us, so we are all involved in one way or another. But David had a really successful mission on behalf of Canada. He left our planet in December on a Russian Soyuz rocket, was at the International Space Station for almost 6 months, coming home in June. And during that time, he had some real landmark opportunities. Of course, he operated Canadarm2, our robotic contribution to the International Space Station. He worked on a lot of science experiments, well over 100 experiments he worked on while he was in space, and just trying to bring benefit and understanding back to Canada. And then probably one of the highlights for him, he was able to do a spacewalk, where you get in that big spacesuit, you leave the safety of the space station, you go outside in order to do a repair. So a really successful mission.
Now, what about you? Have you had any word yet as to when you will actually be doing the next Canadian to go up in space?
Yeah, not exactly. I mean, I know I'm going next. We have a mission between now and 2024, but where it actually falls, I don't know yet. Nobody knows. We have a lot of really exciting things going on. We're developing new vehicles to take humans to the International Space Station. So to date, we're just going, or right now, we're just going on Russian Soyuz vehicles, but we have a Boeing rocket called CST-100, and then we have SpaceX also providing a capsule and rocket to take astronauts to the space station. And I anticipate I'll be flying on one of those, but we have to get the test program completed, and then we'll be able to negotiate when the next Canadian goes to space. So lots of things to work on, though. We're definitely not bored down here.
So is that what you're doing then, leading up to the mission when you actually go? Or are there other things that you have to and other training missions that you still have to do around that as well?
Yeah, it's interesting how it works. So as a Canadian astronaut, I live and work at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, most of my time. I am back in Canada quite a bit, but the 4 of us in the Canadian Corps, we work here and we have different jobs. They change quite regularly. Right now, I'm actually in charge of the newest class of astronauts. So there are 13 astronaut candidates, Americans and Canadians. 2 of them are Canadian. Josh Kutrick and Jenny Seide are Canadians in that class. And I'm in charge of their training, getting them through their basic training, ready for their own flight assignments in the future, along with helping in the program. We right now, Canada, this past year, Canada committed to providing a new evolution of space robotics. So we're going to actually incorporate some really challenging aspects next generation robotics, that being artificial intelligence. And we're going to provide these for what's called the Lunar Gateway. And this is a new, you can kind of think of it like a space station out around the moon, but it's going to enable us to both explore the moon, do science out around the moon, and it's going to be a gateway to take us further out into the solar system. And so all of the astronaut corps get to work on these.
It must be so exciting to be involved in this too. I mean, this is not something obviously that everybody can do. What's it like for you going in every day? Is it still kind of hard to realize some of those pinch yourself moments once in a while?
Yeah, I'd say once in a while you kind of step back. I mean, I do get caught up in the day to day. You know, I'm a father of 3. So I've got that going on the outside. I'm coming to work, and there are lots of things that are just kind of routine here as an astronaut, but there are a lot of really cool opportunities, and it's a very challenging job. I don't take it for granted. I feel very privileged to have it, and I do have those moments like you spoke of every once in a while I step back. Wow, I mean, I'm really talking about spending the next few years around the moon and eventually on the moon someday, and it's within the realm of possibility. I could even go beyond low Earth orbit maybe today. So these are all very exciting things to be a part of, and I'm very privileged.
Well, we thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. I know that you have people you still know up at Fort Wing in the Cold Lake area, and they are always interested in what you're doing, as are we here. So thank you again for taking the time to speak with us, and good luck with everything. We hope to see you literally in space at some point soon.
Thank you for that. And we really are working hard to build a bright future for our young Canadians, building a space program that's robust. It's going to have more and more Canadians working in the space field in the future, some of them going to space and some of them supporting it from here on Earth. So a lot of bright things for Canadians ahead. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. You have a good day, Jeremy. It's always great to speak with you.
You too. Bye-bye.